What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cam ATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you comment anything down in the comment section to enter your name into the $50 giveaway that I do every single week on this channel. Thank you guys for joining me as always. And as always, this is the first look lineup video for the NFL Week 15. We have been dominating. Let's continue doing that with another good one. Last week was another good one. Let's keep it going. Greenlightdfs.com to join the squad. Let's get straight into it, man. I'm not going to waste too much of your time. As you know, in this first look lineup, I don't go in depth per position. We put a lineup together, a first look lineup, just off gut on the first reaction to the slate. And then on Friday, I will do a deeper dive into the slate and talk position by position, everybody that I like. But for this video, I'm going to talk about the guys in the first look lineup. All right, so let's go ahead and get straight into this. Starting off at quarterback, I'm going to use a salary saver at quarterback and go David Blau. All right, David Blau at home in Detroit. Stafford will miss the rest of the season. Blau is at home in a dome, Detroit, facing a bad Tampa Bay secondary. I absolutely love Blau at 5'3". He's one of the cheap guys that I really, really like. I think Kyler Murray is way too cheap this week as well, so you could really mess with that. And Kyler's got the legs that can give you a very solid floor. But I think Blau's going to have a 20-plus performance here. And at 5'3" against Tampa Bay, I really like him. And I like one of the receivers that I am going to be super heavy on this week. So David Blau at quarterback. Running back, now this is a situation where I actually like some spend down options. Adrian Peterson at 4-4, I get it. Your first reaction when I plugged him in was like, well, Philly's defense is good, blah, yada, yada. But you got to understand, Darius Geis will most likely be missing this week, okay? And that's going to make Adrian Peterson the workhorse running back. He got 20 carries against Green Bay, got in the end zone week 14. I really like him here, man. If he's probably going to get another 20 carries. He's going to get a few passes in the pass game. I think Adrian Peterson is a very solid option here at only 4-4. He's just super cheap for a guy who's going to be a workhorse, regardless of how good Philly is. Okay, if he falls into the end zone, he's fine at 4-4, all right? And the reason for this also is because there's some spend-up receivers that I'm really interested in, at least with the first look, okay? We'll see how it goes as the week goes on. You guys know I love me some Christian McCaffrey, but he hasn't been worth the money lately. You know what I mean? So I'll have to look into that deeper, but on the first look so far, I'm really liking some spend down. The other guy is the guy I had in the first look last week, and he returned what we needed, which was not much. At 4-5, Patrick Laird, we don't need much from him. This is a guy who's going to be involved in the pass game. He got 5 targets against the Jets, 15 carries, got 12 Draftkings points. If he gets me over 10 here, I'm happy against the Giants, and I think he can definitely do that. So at 4-5, I like Laird as well as a salary saver at running back. Here's where the money goes. Chris Godwin. Mike Evans is going to be missing this week, okay? What does that do? That raises Perryman. That raises Chris Godwin a ton. Going against Detroit, it is in a dome, so I always love receivers in a dome more. Winston's a little banged up. I think it's one of his fingers, something like that. I'm not too worried about it. With Evans out, Godwin's going to get a ton of targets. Perryman is a good salary saver option, but I have a salary saver I'm really interested in this week, and I will get to them, but there's a few of them, okay? But we'll talk about them when we get to the salary guys. But Chris Godwin is going to get a ton of targets in this situation. In a situation like this where you have a big-time target like Mike Evans leaving, Godwin's already been having a great year. Now with Evans leaving, two things could happen. Godwin could get damn near every target, okay? Could end up being one of the most highly targeted receivers in the league for the next, while Evans is out. Or defenses could zone in on him and make Perryman and stuff beat him, and he could struggle being the number one option. You feel what I'm saying? So we'll have to keep an eye on it, but honestly, in the first look, I love Chris Godwin. I think he's going to have a huge game with no Mike Evans. I think Detroit is going to give it up to him. So I have to keep an eye on who Slay. Darius Slay is a guy that I worry about a little bit. Yeah, I think that Justin Coleman will most likely be on him. That's who I'm planning to be on him, is Justin Coleman. But he's probably going to see a lot of Slay, honestly. So, yeah. But Godwin's going to get a ton of targets, so I'm sticking with Godwin as of right now. All right. Next up, Kenny Golladay. Marvin Jones is out. Another situation where you have a guy out. It's a guy who gets some good targets in an offense is going to be out, so expect a big bump for the other guy. Now, both of these guys are getting huge injury bumps on their teams. With Marvin Jones Jr. out of this Detroit lineup, Kenny Golladay is going to be a main focal point from Blau. I really like him in a dome in Detroit in a very favorable matchup against Tampa Bay. Now, I was just talking about value options, okay? A few of them we have. All right, Brashad Perryman is one of the options we have. Obviously, with Evans out, this is a guy that could really go off, okay? Like I said, you really want to pay attention who Slay's going to be following around, okay? If he's even going to follow him around, but we want to kind of wait and see on that. We want to check it out because Slay is a solid cornerback, okay? It doesn't shy me away from Godwin too much, but it is an interesting fact. If they're going to be paying a ton of attention on Godwin and they're looking to stop Godwin and Slay is following Godwin around, Perryman could have a sneaky, huge game. Just remember I said that, all right? Another guy that I like, Danny Amendola. Same type of situation, okay? He's going to get a lot of targets with Marvin Jones being out of this lineup. He's going to get a ton of touches. There's nobody on this Tampa Bay defense who can hang with Golladay, so I'm not as worried about Golladay in this matchup against Tampa Bay as I am on the other side with Godwin possibly dealing with Slay. But either way, Amendola is another very solid option. He could go crazy as well. But the guy I'm going with is D.D. Westbrook. It's looking like DJ Chark. It would be a surprise to see Chark come back this year. I mean, dude's got a bright future. He's banged up. Why bring him back for 3 more weeks? Just let him relax, take the rest of the thing out. If Chark is out, Westbrook's going to be an amazing play here in this matchup. At 4'6", Chark is still the main targeted receiver on this team. With Chark being out, D.D. Westbrook, expect him to really pop off. And going against the bottom in the league secondary in Oakland, I really like D.D. Westbrook at 4'6", and he is the guy I am leaning to as my value. But the other guys are perfectly fine as well. If you need some money, going Amendola is not a big issue. If you want to go with Perryman, I have no fault on any of them. I really like those value options. If you want to switch it around, you know how I have cheap running backs? If you want to switch it around and just go these second guys, like instead of Godwin and Golladay, if you want to go with Perryman and why am I blanking on his name? I was just talking to Amendola. If you want to go Perryman and Amendola, the other guy's getting benefits from here and not spend up at that position. And you want to go up to like a McCaffrey and go more solid at running back. I'm okay with that, and I completely understand that. And shit, I might end up talking about that in the final look when we're talking about it. So we'll see how it goes. But in the first look, these are the way I want to go with it. At tight end, I have plenty of money. I'm going to go George Kittle at home in San Francisco going against Atlanta. San Francisco is probably going to destroy Atlanta. It's going to be a lot of George Kittle. I think Kittle's going to see the end zone once, maybe twice. And I really like him for 100 yards and a touchdown, or maybe 2, like I just said. So I think Kittle's going to go crazy. Normally, I don't spend up at tight end. You can go value. We'll have to wait and see on Greg Olsen. Maybe Olsen will be out, that we'll have some decent value at tight end. Who knows? But as of right now, I have plenty of money with the value on this slate, especially with Evans and Marvin Jones being out. We're going to have plenty of value. You know what I mean? So you really want to spend up on the guys who really are going to put up. You know what I mean? At the flex position, I am going to go Todd Gurley. Now, Todd Gurley's been a little bit up and down with his carries, but the last few weeks, they've really been feeding him, okay? 19 carries, 23 carries the last 2 weeks. He's gotten into the end zone the last 2 weeks as well. He had 95 rushing yards against Arizona and then another 79 against Seattle. He gets a little bit involved in the pass game as well. Now he's going against Dallas, who gave up over 31 to Dalvin Cook. I think Todd Gurley can have a very nice game here. He went off last time he played in Dallas. What was it that he did? Yeah, he got 37. That was in 2017, mind you. Okay, it's not the same team. It's not the same defense, all that. But either way, hey, if you like looking at history, he got 37 Draftkings points week 4 of the 2017 season. He had 23 carries, 121 rushing yards, and 94 receiving yards. Okay, don't expect that, but expect the carries to be right around there. About 23 carries, and him to do plenty of damage here against Dallas, who's kind of crumbling right now, man. They've been struggling lately, so expect Todd Gurley to have a great game, and the lowest he's ever gotten against Dallas is 22 DraftKings points. I like him for value at 6,000, but you can go whatever. Like I said, this is a first look lineup. This is just off the rip, off the gut, not a ton of research put into it, just kind of gut calls on it. Last but not least, defense. I have the money. I'm going to go with the Patriots cheating defense. Belichick and them got the plays and stuff from Cincinnati. They were cheating. They went to the Browns, and it's a funny situation too, because we all know the Patriots are cheaters. Look, if you're a Patriots fan, I'm sorry I'm talking shit about your team, but at the end of the day, we all know it. How many times they got to get busted for y'all to just accept the fact that y'all do whatever y'all got to do to win, okay? Even if it means cheat and not winning fairly, okay? If you got to deflate balls, whatever you got to do. And honestly, the crazy part is this team is so good, they don't have to do these things. But they still do, because I don't know what their issue is. All right, so the funny part about this whole situation is, the weird funny part about it is, I read about what happened, right? And they supposedly had some show they were doing for the Patriots team, and they had these guys go and they were recording down at the field while the game was going on, getting like the play calls and stuff like that from Cincinnati. They act like, oh, it's just a coincidence, you know what I mean? Like, we weren't trying to cheat or all that stuff, and then come to find out, they're playing that team that they were recording so happened just to be... why of all teams do you really got to go see the Bengals? Seriously. If I had free tickets to see Cincinnati, I would not go see them. If somebody paid me $1,000 to go sit and watch the Cincinnati Bengals play, I would say, hell no. Hell no. Are you serious? So the fact that the Patriots want to act like, it's just funny how now they're playing the Bengals. So anyways, look, the Patriots have cheated this week. They're going to dominate the Bengals. They're going to get a ton of turnovers. This defense is going to kill it, because they're going to know every play Cincinnati's running. I'm going to go with the Patriots defense at 4,000. Look, and you guys know me though. You can play with the defense if you want. If you need money, spend down, punt, whatever you want to do. Get creative. But yeah, that's the first look lineup. We got Blau, Adrian Peterson, and Laird as the value running backs. Chris Godwin, Kenny Galladay, Dede Westbrook, George Kittle, Todd Gurley, and Patriots D. Remember the things that we talked about, all right? Kyler Murray. All right, this is just first look. I'm not going to get too deep. Kyler Murray is too cheap, honestly. So if you end up being able to get there, he's got a solid floor with his legs. If you want to flip-flop the cheap running, if instead of paying down at running back, if you feel more comfortable going like the two guys that I was talking about, Perryman and Amendola, I'm completely fine with that. If you want to spend down instead of going Godwin and Galladay, you want to get up to more of a safe running back and McCaffrey and stuff, that completely makes a lot of sense. And matter of fact, the more I talk about it, the more I kind of like that. Because like I said before, Darius Slay might be on Godwin, but at the end of the day, play this in GPPs, guys. This is the first look lineup. Our first looks have smashed multiple times this year. This is first look just straight off the gut, so play it in a GPP if you want. But I recommend you don't just set it and forget it. Make sure you come back and check it out Friday for the final look. Thank you guys for joining me as always. And I'm out. Greenlightdfs.com.